So I felt like I had to make a review of Marriage Story because I think that honestly it's just special. This is a movie that is just full of patience. I think that's a good way to describe it. It's slow, it lets its scenes breathe. It's not all about just dramatizing every moment. This is a movie about divorce, but not every single scene is depressing. It's more about that slow, painful slog. And it really gives you some insights into what divorce is really like. It kind of shows why things get ugly in certain divorces. It shows the legal kind of side to that. I actually found that stuff really interesting. It's all sad, but it's, I don't know, there's also a lot of levity in this movie. It's also really funny at times in sad kind of ways. The people in this movie are humans. Like through and through, they feel like they are just real characters. I really believe in Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver here. And going in, I didn't really think I would because I'm not the biggest fan of Scarlett Johansson as an actor. In my mind, she's like the super generic spy woman, you know, like she's Black Widow, she's the one in Ghost in the Shell, she's the one in Lucy, you know, she's just like action star. So her name isn't like usually a big draw to me in movies, but if she was in more movies like this, man, I would probably be like her biggest fan because yeah, no, this is the best performance I've seen from her by far, and probably that goes for like everybody else in this movie as well. Like this is amazing. This movie really lets just what's happening on screen happen. It just feels real. And, you know, in a world where everybody is currently going crazy for like Disney Plus, it's just really nice to see a movie that's for adults, you know? It's really nice to see this mature movie. Yeah, no, so this isn't going to be for everyone. If you think that this looks like a boring, just slow, sad thing, I mean, it's probably not for you. I don't know what to tell you because this is exactly what I'm seeking. This is the kind of movie that I want to be made more. For me, it didn't feel slow. It didn't feel, I wasn't bored during it. It was long and it was sad, but I don't know, there's a certain joy I get from craftsmanship like this. Like it knew exactly what it was doing and it felt right. One problem that I did kind of have with this movie, but it's kind of a bias I guess, is it would have been nice if the characters had normal jobs. Like, you know, we're watching these people deal with a divorce and everything, but they also have the luxury to be able to fly from city to city and have a week off from doing what they're doing and all this stuff. And there are consequences to these things, but mostly these people are fairly comfortable, and I would like to have seen what this is like for somebody with a 9-to-5 job like most people, you know what I mean? It was just a little bit, that was like the one part of this movie that was kind of like not as relatable for everybody. I felt like the rest of it was like universal. You know what it's like to get, you know, into an argument with your partner and stuff. You know what the interaction is like with family, with, I don't know, I feel like other parts of this movie felt like real grounded things, and then it kind of felt a bit jarring and weird for them to be superstar actors and directors and whatever, even though they weren't. That was kind of the point. I know that they weren't millionaire actors and everything, they were doing small-time plays and stuff, but still, they were still making a living off that, and it felt like maybe if they had a 9-to-5 job, it would have felt just that little more bit grounded. Another slight issue I had was that although I feel like the movie was trying to go 50-50 on their perspectives and show equal sides, I do think that it was a little more shifted towards Adam Driver's perspective. I think rather than 50-50, it was probably like 60-40 or something. There was just that little bit more, and it would have been kind of nice to see Scarlett Johansson's character, you know, her perspective, just that tiny bit more. It was pretty close though. It was pretty equal to being equal. So I guess that's kind of really a minor complaint. But yeah, no, really this is an amazing movie. I really love how long some of the takes are, that just, it feels like a play where the characters are monologuing and it's just this really natural conversation. You can understand the progression of these characters. You can understand where their emotion levels are at. And, you know, at times it's also a hard watch because, like, yeah, I mean, some of this stuff really hurts. But I like that it represented a divorce not in just the extreme highs and lows. It showed the in-between moments. It showed the just trying to move on. It showed just every single small little part of their lives. Not every scene with the protagonists together is a screaming match. They talk respectfully to each other most of the time, but there's clear contempt between them, but also love, and there's also, it just portrays this complicated situation really well. I thought it's real good. Big recommend if this is your type of movie.